You guys, I almost gave up. So instead of doing that, I decided to find somewhere local to go camping and just got away for the weekend. When I say that I almost gave up, I'm not being dramatic. I literally had a crisis of faith in whether or not this body of mine was going to let me do the things that I wanted to do in this van. I didn't show you that it took me a week after that New Mexico trip to recover. I spent a lot of time in bed that following week. I had chronic headaches. I was fatigued. I had brain fog. I really struggled with doing my job, sitting in front of a computer, doing all of the things that I know that I need to do as as a functioning adult. And I think for me, one of the things that I knew that I had to do this time was I had to take it slow. I had to be in one place for the entire weekend. I had to go on slow walks, shorter, slow walks, and I had to really just sit and be at peace and breathe and do all of the things that I love doing in nature. do it? Thank you. That's impressive. You even sat with the camera? There's her food. She's okay. Where'd you go though? What are you doing? What are you doing? Ah, what are you doing though? Okay, come in. Let's go eat. Where are you going? Thank you. Where's she going? This is really good. I'll drop the link to the recipe I used as a guide in the, I guess, in the description below. Not sponsored or anything like that. It's just a recipe that a friend of mine shared. Shout out to the pages. You're supposed to bake it, but of course there's no oven in that van. So this is what we're doing. Yep, it's really tasty. This one. Go. Shameless plug. Gotta do a product placement for my nieces. By the way, if you've never seen Inside Out, this is discussed. And the premise of the movie is that there are emotions that sit at your control panel internally. She is frequently at the control panel for me. So they decided that I needed this in my life. And you know what? They're right. So at the conclusion of this trip, I am pretty much packed up. I got a couple things to put away, this gazebo being one of them. But I wanted to kind of share my conclusions and where I'm sitting in regards to this decision. I'm not giving up. Like it's too early in the game for me to do that. I have fought long and hard to get here. I just have to figure out how to pace myself. Just as I had to learn how to pace myself living with long COVID, chronic fatigue, chronic headaches, all of those things, thanks to long COVID. I have to figure out how to pace myself in regards to living and traveling in my van part-time. I think it's going to look a lot different, especially than the New Mexico trip, just because that trip wore me out. This one, at the end of spending an entire weekend in one place, breathing in awesome air, hearing all of the chirps of the birds and other creatures that are probably in the field nearby, going on really slow walks and things like that, I don't think I'm going to have the same issue. So we're going to see, but I think that the key for me moving forward is that I will have to do more of this and less of what I did in New Mexico. Moving around, driving all the time, doing all this stuff, trying to find where I'm going to sleep. Like my body can't handle that. Before COVID, me could totally do it. Car camping, just throw my stuff in the back of the SUV, set up the canopy, take down the canopy, move around, hike, do all the things. But as someone living with a chronic illness, I can't do that. And that's part of the reason why I got the van in the first place. So I'm not giving up. I'm not. Last year, when I was really struggling with whether or not this was something that I could make a reality and whether or not I could reclaim this part of my life, I ran across a quote. I think it was attributed to Winston Churchill. If I'm not correct on that, I will correct it somewhere. But the quote is, never give up on something that you can't go a day without thinking about. And if you knew me in real life, and if you've heard me over the last couple of weeks whining about the fact that the weather is perfect and I can't go camping, you would know that this is something that I can't go a day without thinking about. And for me now, I think the goal is to do it slowly. Shout out, by the way, to all of you who are currently doing van life, currently camping, who have told me that repeatedly. I heard you, and I still went a little bit nuts in New Mexico. I was so excited to be in the van that I tried to do all of these things and completely wore myself out and messed my body up. So, moving forward, we're gonna go slower. We're gonna stay in one place longer, unless I'm trying to get somewhere, but I'm not gonna drive 6+ hours in one stretch in order to get somewhere. I think my max is gonna be 4, and I'm gonna have to plan trips accordingly now. But also, I'm gonna take more opportunities to just do this, whether it's at a Hipcamp like the one I'm staying at, or a state park, or something like that. You know, maybe dispersed camping somewhere off the side of the road. I don't know. We're not quite there yet, but we may get there. We'll probably get there. But I think that for me, the thing is that I have to slow down. I think that's going to be key moving forward. So thank you again to all of you who said that in the first place. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. I'm going to try to listen to you now and actually do that, and not become overzealous about the fact that I'm out here doing and living the dream that I've had for the last several years. So, with all of that being said, we're not quitting. We're going to keep moving forward. We're going to still get out there and travel. We're going to figure out how to do this safely, because as someone living with a chronic illness, that is something that I have to prioritize. So if that sounds interesting to you, following along on that journey, I've got some really great travels planned. I'm actually planning to head south and visit my family. So that's going to take probably a week. And I've got some other trips planned to places that I've never been, but I've always wanted to go. So if that sounds interesting, you're welcome to join in the journey. And thank you so much to those of you who have already joined in the journey and watched the videos and make comments. I really, really do appreciate you. And I will see you in the next video. Take good care.
Oh my gosh, that was so much easier. Why? Why did I even bother with that other one?